Here we are then, Rennsport Reunion 7. I'm on the drive up to Laguna Seca right now. One of my favourite drives, this last sort of 5 miles, when, as you can see from what's going on behind me, you're really in amongst the brush, up in the clouds actually a little bit. It's raining, which is always good for racing, isn't it? And yeah, racing, that's why we're here. Rennsport is a big old celebration of all things Porsche. And because of that, we have a lot of racing to look forward to. Everything from tractor racing with a top speed of about 7 miles per hour, right up to 992 GT3 Cup car racing with top speeds in the high 100s and, you know, all manner of incredible engineering and downforce and all that kind of stuff. We've also, of course, got some car launches, some new product launches to look forward to. We'll bring you some more on those a little bit later as they happen. But for now, let's carry on. Let's do this drive up to Rennsport. Let's get out. Let's check out the parking lot, because the parking lot of these things is always incredible. And then let's jump into the paddock and see what we can see. Always an exciting sight when you crest this hill coming down from parking lot number 8. Where I always try and park here at Laguna Seca, and you see the bridge. But this time, which is kind of doubly exciting, this is my first time here since the bridge, the track, a lot of the infrastructure was completely redone. Wow, cool Porsche branding, look at that. Porsche always do a really good job of, oh, what do we have? Something's already going around the circuit, look. Oh, I can see things flying around. Let's see if we can see what that is. Maybe they've all just gone past. Oh no. There you go, look. Some kind of parade lap. Look at the sun coming up. This is just magic. What a great moment. Look at this now. God, there's all manner of things going around. Cayennes, 914s. 978 Boxsters, roof racks. Oh my god, how many roof racks have been around the Laguna Seca WeatherTech Raceway? I wouldn't say many. Let's check it out. I can already see some really exciting things. Again, the branding looks fantastic. And then look, Vasek Polak. How cool is that? What a thing to be welcomed by. Vasek Polak, of course, incredibly famous and well-regarded name within Porsche racing community. And look at that. That is just so cool. Big intercooler there. Hood pins, never a bad idea on a race car, is it? And this, I think, sets up the theme of what Rennsport is. It's a chance to see not just the sort of really pretty, cool museum stuff, but the stuff that's raced, the stuff that's used. How fantastic. I mean, look how far that wheel arch comes out beyond the rest of the car. It's kind of ridiculous. I will ignore the fact that there's a little bit of oil down here by my feet, but that is just, what a great thing to be welcomed to. And let's carry on going. And from, you know, one extreme to the other, look at this. This, to me, still under covers, looks like the Carrera Panamericana. Little Porsche Coupe, 1955, I think. Oh, in fact, there, look at that. There we go. We can kind of just see through this. We'll come back here later when this is uncovered and open for business. And then look, oh my goodness. I mean, this is the kind of thing, if you're a Porsche road car enthusiast, you may never have seen before. I mean, how many of us, apart from those lucky few of us who do get to come to these events, have seen cars like the 963 in the flesh? And if I'm not much mistaken, I think, not this car, but I think one of the 963s is actually running this weekend. GT3 RS, this is a cool thing that Porsche have done. They've kind of taken Goodwood's kind of vibe here, I feel like, with these fake signs and signages and shop fronts. But anyway, look, GT3 RS, 918 Spider. There, of course, is a Le Mans winning Porsche. Here, under a little bit of plastic, a Carrera GT. Another endurance monster. Here's the Carrera GT. Of course, this is to safeguard this beautiful, beautiful drop-top car against the rain. It's still beautiful even though it's covered in shitty plastic. All manner of other incredible cars over there. 962. There's an old Speedster over there, which is very cool. Another GT1. And over there, of course, you can probably start to see, there is the Gamund Cup in full swing. Over here, an Andretti, Bell and Woollett raced. Porsche, wow, what a livery. Oh, I love that livery. And Miller High Life, Goodrich, of course. Here we go, one from the Porsche Audi years. Here's a lovely 930 Turbo. Oh, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous, wow. There's so much to look at and see here. It's 904. 904 and 906. I get so confused. 904, 5s and 6s are the most confusing cars out there. Either way, it's bloody gorgeous. What an amazing thing. And yeah, look at the incredible stuff. Oh, 959. Next to that 930, I missed that. There's a 996 GT3 over there. Very, very early 911 there. There's that Speedster I mentioned. Look at that Spider. Wow. How incredible. Is it just me or do Porsche race cars, no, all race cars just look better from the back? There's something about the aero, the fact that by the time you get back here, you're just trying to get that air out of the way as quickly as possible. You're trying to jettison all the fumes from the engine. Everything is just, it's like looking up an engineer's vivid, dirty dreams, isn't it? The back of a race car like this, you just see unfettered engineering at its finest. How can we get this car through the air as quickly as possible?
California, and a 58 special left car trial. 11th row, car number 29, Don Savini, GT3 Arizona, 59-17.
Here, of course, we've got a couple of amazing GT4 RSs and this GT3 RS, but these guys are running on Porsche's new synthetic fuel, which they've branded e-fuel. So that is something to behold. That is incredible. Now, I've been assured by some of the people who are in the know here that the e-fuel that Porsche have developed can be tuned to run on a number of different engines. So, from cars like this, which demand fuel with octane in the high 90s, as high as possible, it can also be ran in things like the 356, and the very first 356 is on display here and has been running laps this weekend with synthetic fuel. I can't wait for this technology, which I think is so important for us car lovers, to be available for us to buy. The infrastructure, of course, will require some refining. How do they get that fuel from wherever the hell they're refining it to us? But what I think is really important to know is that it's here and they're using it and it's working. And it's working in GT4RSs and GT3s, but also in 356s, which are 70 years old, 75 years old. I mean, that is incredible. What an exciting time to be a car enthusiast. When in doubt at a race circuit, I like to go to the quietest place because that is where you get the most time with cool cars like this without people getting in your way. Oh, look at that paint match, GTS up there. That's quite something, that roof box. I hate roof boxes, but that is pretty cool, isn't it? If you're going to do it, paint match it. Some cool stuff over here. Club Sport. Oh, it's the Club Sport team. I know those guys. I'll go say hi to them in a minute. I interviewed one of the Club Sport racers last year and he gave me a hat and it was the coolest thing. No, in fact, he didn't give it to me. I asked for it. I was like, that's a cool hat. Can I have one? Which is not a mean thing to do, but needs must, baby. Gotta get that merch. Why aren't all showrooms open air like this? Look at this. I mean, there's not many ways that you could display a 911, 992 Dakar and make it look bad, but this just makes it look epic, doesn't it? What an incredible idea by Porsche. I really like the look of this car in this blue colour. I'm not sure about the Rough Racing Rothmans livery. It's not really for me. But overall, I really like the Dakar. It would be cool if this car maybe had have done like a front fender delete and gone really aggressive on the front end in terms of putting a big rock plate there, you know, repositioning those radiators. That was probably the reason they couldn't do it, but still, it's cool. It's seemingly very versatile and able to work over loose surfaces. Look at those tires, look at the tread on those tires. How cool is that? What a beautiful thing, what a great idea. Once again, Porsche marketing, Porsche events team come through. What a great idea. So cool to see a Dakar. I would have loved to have seen them drive it up here. From that splendid 911 ST to the 911 Dakar, and then all the way over here. A really cool, and this is one of the other really cool things about Rennsport actually. It's a really cool car that it isn't a factory car. And I just think that's so cool that they're giving equal billing. Not only to cars they're trying to sell, but to cars that celebrate where Porsche was, in some instances where they're going, because let's not forget they made the Dakar in response to the outpouring of positive and overwhelming reactions that came from a lot of these safari builds. Really nicely done. And Porsche have put it on display here up in the trees amongst the Dakar over there. A glorious ST. It's just had its first media drives and everyone is saying it might just be the ultimate 992. Wow, incredible. What a gorgeous colour. What an amazing thing. Whoa! I'm having something of a love affair with the original KN now, and whilst I'm not in the market for a Trans-Siberia, this is kind of the ideal endpoint for a regular build, albeit though I would be trying to do it with a Turbo S, but wow, it's so cool to see the Trans-Siberia. They only made a few of these, I think 600, I could be wrong. No, they made more than that, maybe 1,000, I don't know. But yeah, to think that this is a factory Porsche off-road build, and to think that I could maybe do it with a Turbo S, which would be, you know, 520 horsepower. That would just be the coolest thing. So achievable, so attainable. 20 grand will get you just the most amazing thing. Look at the winch placement. How cool is that? I wonder if you could do that with a regular KN or if it has to be the Trans-Siberia. That's interesting, isn't it? So cool to see. I've seen 3 or 4 of these and I haven't seen any on the roads for a long time. So that is quite something. Laguna Seca just delivers, doesn't it? Just keeps on delivering. There are the GT3 Cup cars. This is pretty cool. This is the first ever 356. And I think you may notice here, because of this panel, This is a mid-engine car. That's right, the engine is right here. It was after this model, for the very next one, that they decided to go behind here. They flipped the suspension from front arm to trailing arm, and they put the engine there, and the rest is history. But the cool thing about this 356, apart from the fact that it is the very first one and it's just sat here, is that if I come around here, you'll notice, yes again, our friend e-fuel. Porsche felt the need to showcase the e-fuels not only in the GT4 RSs, the GT3 RS that we saw, but in this. So that is, if ever there was a sign that e-fuels are coming, Porsche have cracked it, and the fact that they can run it in cars like this and cars like this, then, you know, there it is in the flesh. It's very exciting. It's an exciting time to be a car fan when vehicles like this can be ran essentially without guilt, because the fuels are synthetic, carbon is offset, and look, number one. How amazing. Porsche's design language, take a look at the Mission X. What an amazing opportunity to look at Porsche's next big move in design philosophy. This, I think, wow, the carbon, look at the colour of that carbon. Special thing. Begin to take a look. Doors open. There's more than a little 918 about this. Look at the way that those wheels cut into the bodywork there. But this is something unlike we've seen from Porsche before in terms of this carbon monocoque, and it's incredible. Look at the cutouts there for these incredible doors. Get a good look at the interior there. What a spectacularly Porsche-like interior, though one we've not seen before. Key on the left, always, but a yoke, a racing yoke. I mean, look at the choice of textiles here. Look at the use of carbon with the beautiful brown fleck through it. The screen, this is a show of intent from Porsche, unlike I have seen before. This is them saying, you ready? This is what we're coming for next. How incredible is that? What a beautiful car. It's hard to photograph it in this light, but the colour, the paintwork, it's unreal, and the fact that the carbon is kind of colour matched. There you go, there's a good indication. There's the doors. Wow. Goodness me, look at these diffusers. Just look at that. The E there for electric, of course. This is unmistakably a Porsche. Look at the detail there as the car sits idle. The lights indicate that there is still life in this car. I mean, wow. Gosh, the interior. The sport chrono there for the passenger. The light bar in the seats. The 5-point harnesses, color matched, of course. This harks back, of course, to the old 356, where the driver's seat would be textile and would be a different color to the passenger seat. This is incredible. That T-bar up there. Wow. And then we come to this, the GT3 R Rennsport out here in the flesh, the day after the launch. What a wildly... Is that enough wing? I think it probably is just about, but still. This car obviously unrestricted from the rules and regulations of GT3 Cup car racing. And because of that, the engineers, the designers have been able to go full bore with making all of the necessary engineering dynamic changes needed in order to make this the most cutthroat, efficiently sought after GT3 car ever made. Just 77 of these incredible cars will be made, making this probably one of the rarest and most sought after Porsche special editions ever, certainly in terms of GT3 Cup car spec vehicles. And it's easy to see why. This is the purest, most incredible show of what Porsche engineers can do with a 992 chassis if given free rein. Horsepower well above 600, I think it's 620 horsepower. It's naturally aspirated, of course. This really is one of the special moments being a Porsche enthusiast is getting to see inside cars like this. Here the camera's there in place of the mirrors, of course. This is not a road car, of course, a race car, purely for the track. And really, it's hard to get across on camera, but the proportions of this thing are monstrous. It is unbelievably large, this car, especially when you get out to this wing. There's a Canadian flag down there. How cool is that? How cool. As I gaze across at the Porsche parking lot down here, you can just see it is 9/11 after 9/11 after 9/11, and this is a fairly cleared out parking lot given that it's the end of the day. But as I gaze out at these amazing cars, it is unfortunately time to end the video because that is the end of Rennsport Reunion number 7. It's been a fantastic weekend full of some really top caliber racing. Of course, some incredible vehicles, both the ones people have driven up to the event and the ones that are being raced, the ones that are being put out on display and exhibition, of course. And finally, of course, that incredible GT3 RS Rennsport, one of, I think it's fair to say, the most impressive vehicles to come out of the 992 since its launch some 4 years ago. We're obviously getting to the end of the 992 cycle. We'll expect a refresh probably this time next year, I would say. So right now the specials are coming thick and fast. Of course, we had Sport Classic, we had the ST, we've had the GT3 RS Rennsport. We'll see what else comes, but for now I think that is a brilliant time, brilliant place to end the video. Thank you for watching, and thanks to Porsche North America for putting on a spectacular event. All right, more soon. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Bye-bye. you.